ball. Good afternoon and welcome once again to the Philip Marsler grounds in for the Magic grounds. But it's no nonsense that's going to be happening here. Today is the official curtain raiser of the Semi-Pro Football League Season 3. It is Anse, winners of the Super League last season and newly promoted to the Premier League. They come up against Clery, the two-time defending champions. And as the shadow of the grounds or the stands goes over the field, it just sets that exciting stage, that ambience, that temperature for some exciting football. Elijah Williams in your company alongside the critic, Tennis in Glasgow.
Welcome once again. I think definitely the stage is set, Eli, for what is supposed to be very intriguing in terms of the curtain raiser, like you mentioned. Anse taking on Clery, two-time champions. And I did have a walk on the playing field. The surface is immaculate. I think they have done some good work in terms of how the field used to be and how it is now. I think certainly we're in for excitement. And as that whistle blows, Eli, this is what players dream of, to have a setting similar to what we have here this afternoon. Anse taking on big guns in Clery.
Yeah, very much so. Both teams featuring a 4-3-3 formation. Let's just run through that quickly. In goal for Anse is Samuel Kade. At right back, Tariq Phillip. At left back is young Jaden Ezekiel, just newly promoted from the under-20 squad. He was with the team last season but didn't feature too much. But you could see the intentions of Somers Augustine. Alfred Hippolyte, also from the under-20 national setup, and Brandon Williams, they marshal the center of defense. In midfield, familiar names, Adriano Ogis and Sagat Ferdinand alongside Hanson Wilson. Nancy Phillip, their leading scorer from last season, is up top. He's flanked by Ray J. Joseph and Christian Kade, who is returned from injury. For Clery, Ray DeMille in goal. Not too sure of the status of St. Prix, who's normally in goal for Clery. In the left back position, Lyndon Constantine, who we saw feature prominently for Clery in the under-20 competition just concluded. Donnie Lionel national central defender. Darren Joseph is alongside him. Yannick Noel, who's a national striker, we see him featured at right back. Ronham Cooper, who played the majority of right back for Clery last season, he's in his familiar midfield role alongside Jamaniel Xavier, who also featured last season and for the under-20 team. In the number 10 slot, Mervyn St. Romain, no stranger to that position. Malik St. Prix, he takes his position at the top or lead striker, and he's flanked by Johan Buju de Gazor and a new name transferred in from Grosile, Baggio Edward.
Two impressive lineups so far that you've called out. Interesting transfer in terms of Baggio making that switch to the champions. So certainly we have seen the champions beef up. However, it's a one-off occasion when it comes to the Community Shield. So both teams will be going at it. Eli, of course, the defending champions would have the nod, knowing fully well that they played at that level. They, of course, want to show face, and always wise or want to win new trophies when they're at stake.
Yeah, I think, Critic, you're correct on that note. There's also a couple of other notable team news that I want to give out as well. For this ancillary team, they also dipped into the transfer market as well. And they have one player, their star player from season 1, that in the person of Damani Berthia. He's returning to the team. He had some transfer eligibility issues last season and did not feature for the squad. So it's the proverbial brand new signing for Ancillary. And of course, they also got Macallan John from Central Castries and Ed Fred, the captain of the Roseau team, also coming through the transfer window. So Raye have also strengthened their squad,
which they needed to do. Of course, if you're making the jump from the Super League to the Premier League, you of course have to beef up that squad, because it's a different totality when it comes to the level of football. As we say, so we see a cross coming in from a corner strike, but the good defending there, good clearance there by Clery. The pressure is a bit still on. Raye keeping possession, having a snap at it, going down for the byline, putting a cross. Again, good defending there by Clery. Clery showing good poise. Signal for a goal kick. Yeah, like we were making mention. And not only Clery and Raye, I think we're going to see a quite bit of transfers throughout the entire league, because as the league progresses, so should teams. So that's why I've made mention that this season, the third season, will be an intriguing time, not only for the league itself, but for everybody, stakeholders, everybody who's involved in the league. Like, this is going to be interesting times.
Yeah, definitely. You could tell the progression of the league, because I don't think we've seen as much transfer activity in last season's transfer window. So this just goes to show that teams are really keen on dethroning this Clery team, who are the two-time defending champions. Of course, they're going for a three-peat. And of course, later on, the teams that are featuring, the 2K4 teams, I'll also be giving you some more transfer news about these teams, as well as we see Clery trying to get on the attack here. Ronham Cooper back to his midfield position, Critic.
His original position, of course. Saint-Pierre would have done their homework, knowing that he needs his players to be at their full best, and no better place for him, because he's really able to show his worth for that particular aspect of the game and for the team as well. But as we see it, a little mini pressure there, and still able to clear the lines, and it's a throw-in for Clery. Interesting color for Clery. Normally we see them in the black strip, but with the curtain raiser, they have opted for sort of a Crystal Palace, the Eagles.
Yeah, fuchsia and blue.
Yes.
So should we say that the fuchsia looks bright?
Certainly so. With those sort of transfers, they certainly look bright, because remember, they too have regional exploits. So one of the more reasons to strengthen that squad.
Johan Buju de Gazor, the leading scorer in the Semi-Pro Premier League last season, he's back on the flanks of this Clery team. You can just see this is a preseason game so far. Neither team really sort of getting into the flow of it just yet. I mean, we're just a little over 5 minutes in, but you could see already that we are in full preseason mode, Critic.
Yes, that's what it is, because the league in itself will commence, but that's what the curtain raiser brings you. For example, you made mention that the meal is in goal for Clery. So it could be a little niggle with the original first string. So players who just coming back or probably getting into match readiness or match fitness. If you were ahead of somebody in your position, you might just get the nod. This is what the Community Shield brings. But eventually, when players settle down, you will see the little feistiness there here and there.
Yeah, definitely. Of course, if you wonder in this Clery team, they promoted quite a few players from the under 20. We have the likes of Keanu Christopher on the bench, Jonathan Arlene, who featured quite a bit for them, particularly before he got that serious injury last season. He's on the bench as well. Young Ajani Philip, the fullback for Clery, featured prominently in the under-20 competition. And returning from Jamaica is Dante Fitz. We saw him with the team in season 1. Didn't feature in season 2 as he was away in Jamaica, and he's back with the squad for this season 3.
Yeah, so a lot of persons or players rather seeking big interest in season 3. And as we say so, we see diagonal pass going astray a little too much on this one, but you could see the intent of what Clery is trying to do, trying to use the full surface in terms of length and width, trying to draw out the defense of Anse and then try to put in a ball through. We saw Buju early on, but having a little difficulty in carrying through. So clearly this is what they're trying to do. And as we say so, we have a foul, so definitely it will be possession back to Anse. Eli, of course, you could also hear the crowd already. I think the Anse faithfuls, they are to our left. And if this little screaming that you're going to be hearing for the 90 minutes, because this is what the support of Anse is all about.
I think you'll be hearing it throughout the 6 months of the season.
That's right.
No matter what venue that you're at, they are traveling faithful. So very much looking forward to this Anse following and hearing how they will support their team.
Yeah, but we must make mention also, Eli. I don't know, but there seems to be a joy at the facility. Everybody is in smiles. Everybody is greeting everybody, and this is what football brings. And football brings unity. I mean, the season has just started, and you could see clearly that persons miss football, and look, to a certain extent, persons even miss one another.
I can tell you, when we got into month 5 last season, people were tired. People were begging for the season to end.
Were drained.
Right? However, in the few months of layoff, I think we probably just needed a month or two, to recharge, critic, because we were absolutely begging for some football.
Yeah, as we
begging
say so,
for the league to return.
Yes. As we say so, we saw Anse mounting an attack towards the left side, and the defender wasting no time, just basically clearing it out. But again, we see now, and if you look at it, you'll see how Clery is going to set up defensively, because the wind is a major factor down here at the Philip Master grounds.
Of course, these teams are vying for the Emmanuel Bellas Trophy, and as I say that, a venomous shot from outside the area. As Raye DeMille on his toes. Of course, Raye DeMille is no slouch in goal, but of course, you cannot discredit the exploits of national goalkeeper Devon St. Prix, who is the mainstay. And that's one area that Clery has some good depth. Very important to have a good backup goalkeeper.
In the goalkeeping department, as we say so, tempted long throw, good clearance there from the defense, good control, youngster. And Clery keeping possession, recycling that ball. Quite comfortable. You could see clearly the work was done on the surface, Eli. Watch how that ball just sits when the players control it. So kudos must be given to, is it Sportsync? SSI, who normally takes care of the grounds. They have played up to a good measure. Player trying to work his way through midfield. And Clery showing that they're no slouch. Trying to put his man through on the right side. Good interception there. Ball goes out. Throw in clearly to Anse. Can we say Anse has stepped up to the billing thus far? Yeah,
we always thought from the last couple of seasons that Anse did not belong where they were in the Super League, and I think they've come out to demonstrate to persons that they belong right here. That's definitely not one of the teams that I'm picking to be in any sort of relegation bother this season. But then again, haven't seen all of the squads, haven't seen the intent of quite a few of the teams. But this Anse team is a team that loves to attack. They like playing front foot, attacking football. So Clery has to be on their A game to get past them today.
Sure, good interception. They're aggressive all around, as a matter of fact. Not only in attack, defensively as well. You could see some tackles coming in, clean tackles. Player showing poise, not taking any chances, and just putting this ball out and give Anse a chance to regroup.
Alfred Ippolit is one to watch. He played for the majority of the season with Anse last season, got himself into the national under 20 team despite not being part of their setup during the course of the season. And he's a youngster, so he's one that we really need to keep an eye on. As long as also the number 6 in midfield, Adriano Ogis, he's also been part of the youth national setup at the under 15 level. And from 15 years, he marshaled the midfield for Anse. I think he's about 17 years old now. So he's another young player that we really need to keep an eye on. So
definitely. So what we have seen is that the Anse making the move to the first division certainly have some players to keep an eye on, as Eli just indicated. Again, they show good composure, good change of attack right there, spreading that ball toward the left side. Definitely a little too much there, but again, good awareness by the defense of Clery, but good change of attack from Anse as well. So far so good between the two teams, and it seems as persons make their way into the facility, they are surely going to be entertained.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if we've not seen Yannick Noel deployed in the fullback position for Clery, right back to be exact, because of his pace. Because Anse features two very pacey wingers in that of Raye Joseph and Christian Cadet. So we saw right there an example of Yannick Noel being able to track back and stay with Christian Cadet and get that ball clear.
Yeah, good observation there for sure. You have to deal with pace, and when that ball gets ahead of you defensively, that defender must put on his burners to catch up, and that's what he did. So good observation there, Eli. I think this is one of the strengths of the Anse team. As you see a player down in the middle, I think he got caught in the face with the ball, so definitely attention is needed. And that's what he's getting. Seems to be all right. The physio dealt with it quite efficiently.
Looks like Brandon Williams, the number 18 there, central defender for Anse. Clery have not really gotten into their flow just yet. We know them to play fluid, free-flowing football, interchanging in terms of their positions. We've not seen much of that as yet in this game, critic.
Yeah, not as yet. They have not settled. I think they have not come to grips with the semi-press Anse is giving. Anse is not giving you a full press just yet. They tend to meet you sort of midway. So we have not seen the likes of Buju get on, as we say so, an attempted strike, well defended there by Anse. And that's that press immediately. Here's the youngster showing good composure, just trying to keep possession for his team. And this Anse team again practice. They know each other pretty well. You mentioned in their youthful setup. So the more they play together, the more they become comfortable. Let's see if the defense can hold up. When you have your fans.
Nice bit of skill there, critic.
Yeah, good defense. And Clery on the charge, has an opportunity. And he get past, good defending, good all-around play.
Donnie Lionel making his debut for the senior national team.
Yeah, but good all-around football between the two. It's a contest. It's becoming, again, you can hear the crowd, Anse literally supporting their team defensively, to ensure that, they stay in touch and stay in tune with what's happening. But good all-around football so far. We just got past the 15-minute mark. And no clear chances per se as yet. But Teams are jostling for position in midfield, and so far it's been a toss-up.
Lyndon Constantine, we saw him mainly in the center of defense for the Clery under 20 squad, who just came up short in the inaugural Blackout SLFA under 20 knockout football competition. He's deployed in the left back position, so already showing his versatility as a defender playing along the back line.
Yeah, you need that. You'd be fresh, like you mentioned, of the Blackout. Some youngsters basically graduating from the Blackout to get onto the semi-pro. And all spares well, all part of their journey. Good defensive interception. Clery trying to get through. A little loose tackling there. Again, ball in midfield. It's a foul. And Clery will take possession. And as we say so, Eli, the crowd continues to build. Of course, they often say that, once you create the atmosphere for young persons, they will come out and support, and we've seen this being so true. And Clery in midfield, keeping possession.
Alfred Hippolyte on the ball there right now. Back to Brandon Williams. No relationship to me, critic, just in case anybody's wondering.
Well, Williams is a Williams. Wherever there's a will, there's a way.
That's where there's a will, there's a Williams.
That's right.
Yeah.
This is so we see Clery quite happy to keep that ball between themselves. Again, no pressure just yet. And so we're allowing possession deep in the half of Clery. Some interesting patterns of play. Searching pass.
Interesting.
Goalkeeper.
Interesting. And as easy as that for moving central main. Excellent pass there though by Lyndon Constantine, I believe it was, from his left back position. We just spoke about him bypassing Juan Degazor, who was ahead of him on the flank, and opting to play that searching ball, critic, just around the corner, and mistimed there by Samuel Kade. I think he thought he would have been able to get onto that at the edge of his box, but was never getting there. Moving central main, snaps ahead. It's Clery leading by a goal to nil for this Emmanuel Bellas Trophy in this Community Shield.
Yeah, the goalkeeper, Eli, very much indecisive in terms of coming out. He should have made up his mind a little earlier. Are you going to come out or are you going to stay? But because of the indecisiveness, he basically made it easier for Central Main to get on, to lash on to the pass. And by doing so, Anse Clery are down 1-0. Clery leading in the Community Shield.
Clery leading 1-0. Goal scored by Irving Central Main in the 18th minute.
One thing that I've observed as well, critic, as we see some of the spectators walking in, it appears that this Clery team are also producing replica jerseys, because we're seeing fans coming in with jerseys donning the names and numbers of their favorite player or whoever they're supporting on this Clery team. That's a good addition.
Oh yes, that's what you want. What you want is is an exhibition, replica shirts, fans of course being part of the league, and this is how the league grows. Remember, we're in season 3, so more teams certainly could take note of what Clery is doing. I'm hoping that I've seen some ancillary replica shirts as well, so definitely it's something to look forward to. Teams have to probably just let their fans know where those jerseys are available, and as the season continues, we shall be seeing more persons donning their favorite shirts. It's sort of an advertisement for the league as well, because you want to see youngsters, family members, you name it, carry the logo and of course replicas of those teams as they participate in the semi-pro for the fourth season.
Yeah, that's all part of the growth of this league. You could definitely see people's interest in their teams and the following growing more and more. Some of these names that probably a couple of years ago we were not familiar with have now become household names, and that's what you want from a league of this magnitude. The investment that the government of St. Lucia and the St. Lucia Football Association Inc. is making in this league.
Certainly so. I'm just thinking, if I was playing in this era, I would want my nickname on my shirt.
Which one?
I wouldn't go by, no, my nickname in football is Chung. Critic was from school. But when you say Chung, it's more football. So I wouldn't go with T Glasgow, you understand? I would go with Chung. It would be more household.
I've even heard, through the grapevine that you've been referred to as Van Bommel in some areas.
Yes, I used to have a lot of names. Yeah, Van Bommel. Because my Dutch, my Dutch connection, so it's all well and good, it's all about, showcasing the league, getting the league popular, and making persons look forward to certain things as well. And as I say so, we see a very faithful fan from Anse. She's always there with her family, travel the length of breadth of the island to support their team.
And there is Clery again on the attack. That ball squared across and defended well there. Another shot by Central Main. And Anse living dangerously. They're a team that loves to attack. But this is not the Super League, and they learn very quickly that when you come up against teams like Clery, who are very organized, who are also very quick on the counter attack, that you need to ensure that you have that balance between attack and defense. Yeah,
they're a young squad. The experience will do them good. Of course, their coach, he's very experienced as well. So definitely instructions. I can see him already hugging the touchline. So of course instructions will be passed on so that they don't repeat what they did earlier in terms of one ball beating the entire back line. So as you mentioned, they like to attack, whether it be defensively. That is just the nature, the DNA of how Anse plays. But like you said, there must be a balance. And no better place to learn it is against Clery.
Yeah, and this curtain raiser, of course, once again, if you're just joining us, they're playing for the Emmanuel Bellas Trophy. This is a brand new feature in the Semi-Pro Football League. This is not a league fixture. It's the Community Shield. It's the official curtain raiser for Season 3. And a very good concept as well, if you may ask me.
Yeah, it's a pattern from the English FA. Happy that we, as a footballing nation, can pattern some of what we see in bigger leagues. So the message will go through to the various teams participating that there's something to look forward to. How good your season is, you of course can be featured in next year's Community Shield. Normally what it happens is that the winner of the FA Cup plays against the champion of the league. But in St. Lucia we just tweaked it a bit. So we're going with the winner of the Super League versus the winner of the Premier League. So these are just patterns of football to follow, and I'm hoping as we go along with the league, we can see more in terms of improvement.
Yeah, definitely. Let me give a shout out to Judah, Clery Massive, on the stream as usual. If he's not at the venue in person, he's definitely on the stream. Right? I think we can call him the mayor of Clery.
You want to call him the mayor? I call him the chairman because he's always sitting on a chair here by the field area. So I'll call him the chairman, not the mayor. Good evening, my brother. Portage there, possession to good fight. Yeah, good tussle in midfield. I think what we can hope for, what we want to see rather, is that Anse capitalize on the occasions where they win the ball and can advance. Whether it be from a set play, but try to trouble the back line of Clery. I see them being very comfortable, playing within themselves in the back, but I need to see that midfield of Anse put some players through.
You kind of get the feeling that they're missing just a tad bit of creativity, Anse. Clery have been very compact, very stout defensively. So far, they've not really been able to use their pace on the flanks. That is a main feature of this Anse squad. So maybe Summers Augustine in the second half might be looking to his bench and looking to introduce the guile of Adamani Berthia, who might be able to, unlock that defense of Clery.
As we say, so a ball on the right side. Ball comes across. Against preseason football.
Swing and a miss.
Yeah, Buju not able to connect. But still keeping possession. Having another snap at it. Goalkeeper just fumble a bit. But I would love to see young Berthia. I've missed him last season. I think young Berthia is one who can run at full tilt for 90 minutes. So I'm hoping that he's still in that vein. And let's see that he can showcase himself this evening here at the Philip Master Ground. As we say, so a pot touch. So possession is going to be a throw into Clery.
Yeah, from what I'm understanding, he's been raring to go. Been one of those who has been training rigorously. But of course, Summers Augustine is not a newcomer to this thing, and preferring to keep his team from last season who got him promotion together. And I'm pretty sure during the course of the season we will see Berthia being integrated slowly but surely into the first team.
Sure bet. Again, this is what this game is made for. As we say, so a rather optimistic shot there. There is a shot from Buju from outside. Seem to be having a little
offside there.
And then now the lights are playing tricks on me.
Yeah, a little flickering in the lights going on there.
Remind me of the ICC World Cup at Darren Sammy when we had the light show.
The light show.
Whatever it is, I'm hoping that it can be sorted out, because so far we've been having a good display of football, a good atmosphere for football. Yeah. Still 1-0 in favor of Clery.
The new feature this season, Critic, will be insurance for players. That we've been clamoring for that for the first couple of seasons, and we've seen it introduced under the new CEO, Mr. Alvin Malakan. Your thoughts on that?
That's welcoming. Insurance is always needed, because we're talking about a contact sport where, anything could happen at any given time. So clearly, with players knowing so, they can put a little more bite or a little grit into it. That doesn't mean that you have to be helter-skelter. But when you talk about insurance, I think that's a positive sign for the league and for players as well. Chance there for good defending, good interception. Trying to slip his man through.
Hanson Wilson there, the number 20 for Anse, driving forward. He's playing a number 10 role. Not too influential thus far.
But it shows the intent of Anse. One slip through, but the defenders did pretty well and was able to just intercept. But again, the intention clearly is there.
Yeah, Jamanuel Xavier looks like on the ground there, is it? For Clery, I believe it is Xavier. Just make sure there.
Yeah, those boots are like a sleeve now. So any little contact, but the magic spray is out. You can see DP spray specialist. Yeah, he's worked hard. He's worked hard from since the Black Hat U20, and now he's back on track with the Semi-Pro League. So he's worked very hard, but the magic spray can do a trick. Eli, how you like our new shirts?
Comfy, stylish, fits well.
Color?
I don't like the color.
Yeah,
That's Man City.
I wanted a white. yeah. I understand where you're coming from.
That's Man City.
Yeah, but white for purity.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm a pure guy.
You're a pure guy.
Yeah, man.
Harry. Not more pure, though.
Also, I don't know if you realize that the production crew, they have a new kit as well.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, these guys wearing some pretty orange shirts. So everybody seems to be so spirited.
They're champion production crew.
Yeah,
so
they are.
new uniforms.
But we have also made a request to put us in the sky. There is a section where there's a camera in the sky. We need to be up there. We need to be up there. We need to be elevated.
Yeah, definitely. I just got caught up in the scenery here of Raye, St. Lucia. Of course, we're in V4. But again, St. Lucia being prominently featured as the action continues here at the Philip Master grounds. Malik Senpri to be exact, on the ball there.
Yeah, Clery just toying around right now, just keeping possession, trying to make some inroad.
You can see the interplay as well. Your number 10 and your striker dropping back into the midfield player in a wide area, player in the fullback area. This Clery team does that very often. It keeps the defense off balance, basically, because particularly if you have a team that's into man marking, or it really puts them off. That strategy by Clery.
Yeah, basically what you're trying to do is to try to draw the opposition out from their position. This is where Anse has to be clever. They probably just stay at bay, allow the possession, and when they get a little closer, then everybody could engage. So it's all mind, keeping very mental within the 90 minutes. Remember, it is still 1-0. There are lots of time to go. What you want not to do, Eli, is to concede. So you try to maintain a defensive shape, and you stay behind that football, and then when you receive your new set of instructions come to halftime, you see how best you could nick a goal and make it more interesting.
Yeah, we just saw the little turn of pace there from Donny Lionel, carrying the ball out from the back. Had a loose touch, but he was quick enough to get to the ball and draw a foul before the Anse player did. And Ronham Cooper now trying to get it through. Well marshaled by Sagat Ferdinand. Anthony Wilson now on it again, and Anse is going to try to rebuild from the back.
A strike there from Buju just outside the area. I don't know if it's me, but I'm not convinced by the Anse goalkeeper just yet. He seems to fumble at everything. I don't think he has settled. He's not so imposing in the frames.
He's not his usual self.
Something is not, I know him to be
very assured.
of what it is, but something is not right so far with him. So I hope that he can improve, because a sound goalkeeper basically spurs out confidence throughout the back line, throughout the midfield, and who knows up top. So he needs to get his act together.
Maybe it's the occasion. Maybe the fact that they are finally in the Premier League and facing the two-time defending champions. Bragging rights at stake, even though it's not doesn't contribute to your points total in the league phase, but bragging rights at stake. The Emmanuel Bellas Trophy at stake as well.
Yeah, it's
a little bit of pressure.
Could be. All going out of touch. Throw in now to Clery, wanting to stay on the flank.
Yeah, central main on it now, just facing up his player there and defended well. A corner kick now to Clery. Maybe an opportunity for us to see Malik Senpri get into the thick of things. He's a very good header of the ball.
Also the central defender making his way. He too is a very good header of the ball. You know how important set plays are in football these days. Might just be the first corner for Clery. Signal is up. Disappointing one. Should have done better. I think the referee may have just missed a trick.
Yeah, unintentional, but he caught him with that back heel, that little flick there. That's the number 5 for Anse. So that would be Sagat Ferdinand, midfield general, just catching a boot to the sternum area there.
I think the official may have just missed out on it. I saw some Clery faithfuls making their way as well into the stands, so it's all well and good persons making the trip from the north. Can't give you an estimate on the crowd just yet because of our positioning, but so far so good right here at the Philip Master grounds.
I probably want to add, Critic, that's another thing about the replica jerseys. When you've purchased a replica jersey, you want to wear it.
Yeah.
So you more than likely are going to follow your team through the length and breadth of the island.
Yeah, definitely. It becomes part of you. It's marketing for the league as well. It's a showcase for the league as well. So definitely, you follow the league. There's the app. You have your time and date for your fixture, and you put on your kit to show full support for your team. And so we're winning that ball in midfield.
There's Raye Joseph on it. Pacey winger, not able to use his pace. Been well marshaled by Lyndon Constantine thus far.
A little too much on this one. Asking too much from him.
I think Anse have given a good account of themselves thus far as a newly promoted team to the Premier League. I think they found the going a little tough. I think they're used to dominating the flow of matches, having wave after wave of attack. I don't think they've had too many shots in anger just yet for this evening, as we see a ball played across the face of the goal there. Darren Joseph playing it out from defense.
Yeah. Well, Clery seemed to be quite comfortable. As I say so, a loose pass. Trying to mount an attack. Still with possession. Good turn. Through ball. Goalkeeper picks up. I think this game is basically clamoring for the injection of some pace up front. That's where Buffet will come in. I don't think when the halftime come, I'm certain that Summers has it in his plans to bring him on. Sempre, foul on him. Possession stays with Clery.
Bit of technical difficulties in terms of the lighting down there at the Philip Master grounds. Has not stopped play. We've not seen any complaints from either team as yet, or I should say we've not seen any complaints at all. Yannick Noel cutting it back there. Miscontrol there, but falls to Badger Edward, who takes a swipe at it with his right boot. First shot in anger for him for the day. Of course, Badger Edward transferred from Grosley, just about 22 years old and about, Critic.
Yeah, they're about. But again, you mentioned is the season opener, so players, of course, still trying to find their range. As we see, so a long searching pass there, ushered out by the defender. It's going to be a goal kick too, Clery. And so we're trying to bypass the midfield and trying a different dimension of attack, because they find it very difficult to knock that ball around and put in passes within to break down the defense of Clery. So tried something different.
Yeah, I think I was incorrect. I think Badger Edward is actually 20 years old.
Wow.
So still a long way to go in his footballing career.
Wow. I could give this young.
Himself and Riquelme Lionel were the ones playing on the flanks of Grosley in season 1.
Right.
Lionel missed the majority, well, all of season 2 due to illness. but we saw him come back and feature for the Grove City under 20. Gives you an idea of,
Well, his
of the
age range. Yeah, you're correct. You're correct. Yeah, the lights for sure putting on a show, but that won't stop play. All going back, trying to intercept in midfield.
Nice tenacity there by Anse, Raye, Hansen, Wilson, Aaron
Should have carried some more. He had space ahead of him. Basically, just giving the ball away.
Well, Anse Raye's press seems to be firing right now.
I remember I called the right back for Anse Raye a workhorse.
Yeah, that's Tarek.
And certainly, I think the transition from the Super League to the Premier, I don't think he's a horse anymore. He's a stallion. He's certainly works very, very hard at the back and very, very difficult to get past him.
Yeah, that's Tarek Phillip there.
Yeah, very good player. This guy has an
engine.
Yeah, a V8. He doesn't burn at all. So look forward to him. If we can see some raids of him down the right flank and putting some balls across, who knows? Somebody can certainly get onto it. Yeah,
the lead striker, Nanji Phillip, would be a shot there directly on goal from that distance from Hippolyte. Alfred Hippolyte. As a critic would say, milk for the cat for
certainly.
Keeper. Yeah.
Certainly. The Mail will just deal with this instantly. So free kick. There's another opportunity because they find it very difficult, like I said, to break down the defense of Clery. So these are the opportunities certainly they need to deal with. Ball comes across, dealt with defensively by Clery. Good composure. Anse Raye keeping possession, going all the way back. Loose pass there again. Like I said, he doesn't seem to be himself. Doesn't seem so confident. Clery spreading that ball around. We are approaching the midway mark. Just about 45 minutes. Still 1-0 in favor of Clery. A goal scored by just chancing and the goalkeeper not able to judge. Any positives you can take so far for Anse Raye?
Yeah, I think I can. I think they've demonstrated that they can roll with Clery. We saw them sustain a bit of pressing just a short while ago, winning the ball in dangerous areas. They are yet to put together something meaningful in the final third, the attacking third. But for the most part, they've defended well. They've gotten through the midfield well. We just saw a little bit of skill there again from them. And Raye Joseph now on it. He's one of their players that needs to get off.
Tussle between the two. And with that, we have the whistle, which signifies is the end of the first half. I think, like Eli mentioned, Anse Raye showing us what they're capable of, but they need a little more. They need a little more bite in attack to lay a glove on Clery.
Yeah, we'll be back after the break.
our sponsors, brothers Cider, Flow, and Shastage Mountain. ES Productions, National Lotteries Authority, St. Lucia Football Association, and the Ministry of Youth Development and Sports. The sponsors make it happen as we get set for the second half between Clery and Anse from the Emmanuel Bellas community. Yes, community.
Of course, we're back with live action right here at the Philip Marcellus grounds for the inaugural curtain raiser, the Community Shield. And as we say so, appeals for a penalty, nothing given there by Kiwi Bartholomew, the man in the middle. And he signals for a corner. Elijah Williams back in your company alongside the critic, Tennyson Glasgow.
Yeah, we're back right here, live in action at the Philip Master grounds. Interestingly, Eli, we haven't mentioned the man in the middle at all. So does it say he's having a good game? Because normally, some referees tend to take the spotlight. Good clearance there. Full clearance.
In this first half, Clery leads by a moving central main goal in the 18th minute of play. But they have so far had the better of proceedings. 60% of the possession, 6 shots, 3 on target. And of course, 2 Anse's 3 shots with 1 on target. So by no stretch of the imagination did Clery just happen to score a goal. They've been the more attacking team in this fixture thus far.
Statistically, they are leading in several departments, again showing their domination. But again, when it comes to football, chances can be created out of anything. And I would think that Summers had a spirited talk with his team. We yet to see any injection in terms of substitution. We have been longing to see young Bufia. I have not seen him come in just yet. But let's see how it all pans out. Also a little lighting issue, I think, which will be rectified more or less. I heard some information that the technicians are on their way, Eli, so that should be dealt with as we speak.
Yeah, definitely. Has not really interfered with play too much. Maybe just more for us being on the sideline, but the players have got on with it. I didn't hear any complaints from them. So, all's well that ends well. As we see a ball played forward now by Anse and marshaled well there. Darren Phillip coming out from the center of defense to deal with that.
Senperi trying to use his twinkle toes to get out of a situation.
To me, that looks like the man here in there with the number 10 jersey, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it is.
Yeah, he may have just crept up on us, actually. He is there, wearing the number 10. That information didn't reach us, but he's there.
It's arrived, critic, it's arrived. That little bit of edge, that little bit of bite in the game that we've sort of been looking for. Yeah. Very tepid thus far in terms of the fixture. Not too many tackles flying in. Not so much shown in terms of the players. But of course, these are two sets of players that have a lot of pride. And that's starting to show early in the second half.
Yeah, eventually it would have happened. But the official, the man in the middle, dealt with it.
Anse now trying to play out from the back, and then, as I say so, ball lofted into touch.
Interestingly, substitutions were made, not relayed onto us, Eli, but I'm hoping that the technical tent can rectify and, of course, pass on information to our statisticians so that we can get it going and let our viewing public know what exactly is happening. But anyhow, we move on. Still 1-0 in favor of Clery. Searching pass towards the right side. Ball goes out of touch. And that should be a throw-in to Anse. Opportunity there for Clery, which went blazing over the upright. Certainly will want to do better. Clery quite comfortable, trying to build on that lead, but it's pushed through, intercepted there. Collected cleanly by the Anse goalkeeper. Ball going out. The Anse faithful is becoming a little restless. It's been 1-0 for too long. They want to find the back of the net.
That might require a little bit more craft and guile. The as you might say, rock and roll football that Anse are used to playing. They may need to bear a little bit more patience in the Premier League. Some of the teams well cultured in ball possession and minimizing risk.
And as we say so, we see some attack on the left side. Ball coming across. Good defending there by Clery. Still in possession. searching a little too much onto it right there. But now we can see a little swing in terms of attack for Anse.
Yeah, that looked like a promising little spell there for Anse. The final ball not good enough. It is a very windy evening down there at the Philip Marsler grounds, as usual. So players will have to make that little adjustment. But Anse again on it, keeping possession, foul on Ogis.
He's a very good little player in the midfield. Young Ogis tends to be the one trying to set the tempo for Anse. Ball spread to the left side, a little heavy touch there. Clearly, persons have made their way. Remember, we have a very interesting derby. Up next, tough tackle right there.
Might be a booking.
Might just
and
be.
it is.
That's young Eric. I call him young. He's been there for so long. He still looks the same way.
Eric Gabriel.
Yeah.
You might make people think the guy's name is Eric Young.
Yeah, but he's been around the block for Anse for years. So
he was the captain last season.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
So Eric Gabriel picking up a yellow card for his efforts. Now it's going to be a free kick.
Yeah, he's one of those that also subbed into the game along with Berthia for Anse. A foul there by Barthelme, called by Barthelme in favor of Anse.
Yeah, so definitely it is a possession now to Anse.
Yellow card to number 13 of Anse, Eric Gabriel.
So throw into Clery on the far side.
You think that Anse probably want to test Yannick Noel in the full back area, right back area for Clery. Not his usual place to play. We've seen him play there before, but not his usual place to play. You think that Anse would want to test his defensive ability?
Yeah, yes, they should, especially with the fresh legs of Berthia. Berthia get a run in on him, might just spell a little trouble. But before we even get onto that, we need them to put those passes together in midfield to create those opportunities. Long ball over the top. Dealt with calmly.
Oh, nice ball there. Yeah. Dealt with by Lionel. Captain play though.
Still in possession, Anse. Trying to be a little too clever with this one, Berthia. Trying to sort of a no-look pass, but clearly they were not on the same hymn sheet.
I think I just figured out the third substitution for Anse. The number 7 in the middle, that's Ed Fred, former captain of Roseau. These are the 3 substitutions that have come in for Anse.
Interesting name, Ed Fred. We see ball being played at the back by Player just got a little hit in the middle area, midriff area. Referee immediately on the spot.
Xavier, Jamanuel Xavier. Very good young player as well.
Yeah. Might want to visit the gym and put a little beef on those bones so you could take those little knocks. Anyhow, the game continues. And Clery dealing with it defensively. Ball going out of touch.
So Alfred Hippolyte is still in the game, so it looks like Brandon Williams, the one substituted in for Eric Gabriel. So they out on the left wing. A forward, he's a forward, not a winger. He can play all across the line. He can play as a striker, the number 10 role on the left or right flank. So he's now drifted off to the left flank, and as I say so, he's now moving back
Central.
over to the middle.
Yeah. He's a worker. He's a tireless worker. This youngster will run for you. And he also plays with, let's say, community pride. You know, of course, we know that Anse is a fishing village, small community, but clearly you could see that he wants his community to be up and up there in terms of football. So he's gonna see how best he can work and try to score a goal to level this contest.
Yeah, the Green Monsters for South. Their boys going out to warm up. The second fixture, of course, the Vayford Derby, Vayford South versus Vayford North.
Throw into Clery. Certainly a foul. A push on Sempre. Certainly that's not what you want as Anse. What you want is to win those balls high up in the half of Clery and see how best you could score. But if you're just going to give away those fouls and give possession back to Clery, it's going to be tough to get on the score sheet.
Yeah, definitely. We saw some little spurts of interplay by Anse early on in the second half. Clery seems to have adjusted and look like they are more or less sort of controlling the game for the time being.
Yeah, I think possession-wise, we said the numbers earlier. I think that has increased. And I think what Clery needs to do is to get on the score sheet to sort of create a set of insurance. And if it's going to remain at 1-0, there's still hope. Sort of a loose pass there for Anse. So as much as it is 1-0 and they've been dominating possession-wise, you still want a window where, you know, Anse can just nick something, and you don't want that if you Clery.
Well, Clery know that very well. They've come from a 1-0 deficit to score late on in the game and force penalty kicks in the just concluded SLFA Blackout Under 20 knockout competition. That's what got them into the final. So I think that might be weighing on the mind of Coach St-Pierre.
Yeah, well, U20 and senior, different kettle of fish, but again, the tagline is Clery. Good defense there by Anse is a push. That's what you want. Definitely
a coming out.
Card situation. And this is what Bofia can bring. He's explosive. It will be interesting to see what comes out of it. So let's see what the decision will be. Meantime, both players remain down on the surface. Both players still receiving attention. Like we mentioned, we have another interesting matchup. However, we have also the trophy presentation for the curtain raiser, first of its kind, the semi-pro community shield, or the Emmanuel Bellas community shield. So we can say that Clery is in the pole position. This is a game of football where so much can happen, you know. So we're just waiting for the resumption. The crowd is certainly making their way. Everybody trying to find a location, a seat, to ensure they can catch the action. Players look to have been dealt with, and we should be resuming. Long free kick. So we're trying to go for a maze in midfield, immediately losing that football. Sempre, of course, who is the talisman for Clery, playing one through. Ball going out. So it's a throw in to Anse. Searching ball there. Clery able to deal with it. Plays into midfield, keeping possession, going all the way back. Towards the right side. Defensive header there by Anse. And a long searching pass, trying to put some pace on the left side. Player not able to control, and it's a throw in to Clery. We have gone past the hour mark. We're approaching 68 minutes. Can this Anse team find a way for the back line of Clery, or can Clery themselves increase the scoreline? Clery showing good composure, keeping that ball within themselves. Demille in goal, comfortable at his feet as well. And as I say so, spreads towards the right side and works out for him. Substitution being made by Clery. Searching pass towards the right side, player fouled in the process. The word of caution from the official. Demille showing his presence. Goalkeeper picking up cleanly. Definitely a foul. Possession, of course, now to Anse. 70 minutes on. Ball kept on the right side, going out the touch. And so we're really trying. Shot on goal, an attempt. Ball dumped, should be going out of touch. So it's a throw in to Anse. Remember, it is the Emmanuel Bellas Community Shield contested between the winner of the Premier League, which was Clery, and the winner of the Super League, which was Anse. Still 1-0, a goal scored early in the contest, about 18 minutes thereabout. And we've yet to witness another goal. Interesting matchup up next as well too, where we'll see the V4 Derby. V4 North will come up against V4 South. Again, Anse not able to stitch passes together. Searching pass there from Clery. Throwing long on the byline. Clery trying to put it together. Diagonal pass towards the left side. Interesting that is. Clery looking for a different angle of attack. Come back through the middle. Foul indicated by the official. So it's going to be a free kick to Clery. Tough tackling player. Felt the brunt of this one, staying down. Free kick to Clery. Fans trying to put in some energy into this Clery team. Interestingly, ball still in possession with Clery, able to keep it alive. Interesting pass, trying to cross this one. Goalkeeper dealt with it kindly. There's a signal also for a substitution for Clery is in the making. However, possession went to Clery. Ball spread towards the left side. Young Sempre trying a little trick in the middle. Too much. Demille showing us his experience and expertise. Massive figure in goal for Clery. And we see a loose pass. Possession 2. Clery trying to mount an attack. Cross comes in. Good defending there as well, as always. Ball goes out of touch. Clery in possession. And they will make this substitution. Number 20 looks to be going out. Coming in looks like number 14. For Clery, that is. There's another searching pass down the line. Showing good defensive organization at the back for Clery. Anson Wilson going out. Again, we still see Anse trying to create some pressure, but Clery able to deal with it at the back. tussle at the back. And Clery fighting for every loose opportunity, trying to at least get on the score sheet. And they were able to come out with this, opting to go central with this one. Both here on definitely not a penalty. This one is a corner kick, it looks like, signaled by the referee. Let us see if Anse can seize this opportunity to get on the score sheet. And I say so, it looks like it's going to be another substitution for Clery. This time around, number 27 for Clery going out. Number 7 coming in. That will be Jonathan Arlene coming in. And the player going out was number 27. Well, that's what's on the board. Anyhow, let's take in this. That was Linden contest. Let's look at it. Corner, DeMille able to deal with it. I don't think it's the area that you really want. You want that ball probably in a penalty spot thereabout. But you have another opportunity. Cross comes in. Not there. Ball still alive. And still able to keep it alive. Keep possession, this time going all the way back. Eric Gabriel. It's an interesting one. DeMille just ushering it outside. The Anse crowd supporters, they've been screaming from the first whistle. And they haven't stopped. Clock is making its way to 82 minutes. Interesting ball, Noed on. Just knocked out. For those of you who have missed Eli's voice, he should be back shortly. A little better passing there from Anse to Luce. Clery able to deal with it. Here we see Clery trying to mount an attack on the left side. Defender able to get in the attacker's way. And ball going out of touch.
Just about 7 minutes left, plus the stoppage time in this inaugural Community Shield curtain raiser for season 3 of the Semi-Pro Football League. Your thoughts on the game, critic?
As a curtain raiser, of course, much would have been expected in terms of attack and more goals. But then again, there is no script for football. Basically, the game has to be played. So, like I said, it's a official preseason game. So I think the defending champions showed their mettle so far in terms of not conceding. But I must say, I've been impressed with the Anse team. They just need to knit some passes together, especially in the final third. So not much to judge both teams just yet, but a good indication of what's to come based on season 3.
Yeah, well said. I think maybe neither of these teams' starting lineups that we saw is a reflection of what we may see come mid-season when everybody's settled in.
Yeah, the coaches, of course, will be taking their notes. Some players are still rough around the edges. So as you said, as the season progresses, you will fine-tune those teams. But we still see Anse trying to dink some sort of effort on goal, but no clear-cut opportunities created.
Crowd has filled in nicely at the Philip Marcellus grounds. Of course, the VA4 derby in our second fixture of the evening. Second place in the Premier League versus second place in the Super League from last season, as we see a long or attempted long throw in there by Yannick Noel.
Resulted in a corner for Clery. I like what they've done just beneath where we are. You know, they have cordoned off the area so the crowd can be more engaging. If you look at it, persons are towards the fence, so they want to be part of what's happening there by creating an atmosphere. It's as if like they're on the pitch itself, you know.
Well, that ball just trickled through there, but nothing doing there for Clery. And optimistic. You correct though.
Goalkeeper seems to have settled down now.
Could have heard the chants of one of the V4 teams there, just getting prepared for the next fixture. But it's Clery that still leads this fixture. 1-0. The goal coming very early on in the first half, the 18th minute to be exact, through the boot of Mervyn Saint-Romain. And I wouldn't say they've held on, but they've maintained their lead.
I think they have tried to increase. So kudos must be given, or credit must be given to Anse defensively to deal with, you know, some of what the interchanging and passing, especially, you know, the little antics towards the final third of the attack for Clery. So we must credit Anse for staying organized. But Summers, of course, would want to deal with his creative side of the game in midfield and also in attack. So defensively, Anse has very much impressed. But they need to organize themselves in attack. Whilst on Zayn Pierre's edge, we would want to see more from him in terms of the attack and finishing for Clery. We know we're in the World Cup here. Of course, our good friend is trying to... Nothing is done yet. You know, lots of matches to go, but...
I think she just wanted to say that St. Lucia is 7 times French as well. I think that's what she's pointed out.
But,
must be that.
I suspect so.
Yeah,
I
must be that.
suspect so.
Yeah.
But good night to you, my dear. Yeah. But nice little crowd, Eli. Nice crowd, I must make mention. Whenever we come down to this facility, we must say that the VA4 community always support.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we want.
Definitely.
That's what we want from other communities. Of course, it's going to be a long season, so we want other communities to take note and support the semi-pro league. When you support the semi-pro league, you support your fellow men, youngsters. I think the St. Lucian government have created a platform for young men to exhibit their skills, and no better place to do it at the semi-pro league.
Yeah, I think that's a good shout there, Critical. Always want to throw out that challenge to supporters. We speak about football. We know what's happening. We complain. We laud players when they do well. But in terms of support, you show real support by showing up on the match days to cheer on these players who put so much work in to give you the product that is on the pitch. Of course, the government of St. Lucia, the Semi-Pro Football League themselves, the SLFA Inc., all of these people have been working assiduously behind the scenes to give you that product that you see on the pitch today. So what better way to show your appreciation than to come out and support?
There you have it, my brother. And that being said, it's an interesting free kick now for Anse. If they can get the right swerve onto this one, remember the wind is a factor. You can get pinpoint accuracy, somebody can nod it home. Let's see if they can make it very interesting. Not bad at all. Ball in the area.
Interesting. Wow!
As I say so,
wow!
Once they can get it into an interesting area, can Clery deal with it? They were able to get ahead onto it, but didn't get any distance onto it. Mayhem right now in the crowd. Supporters of Anse, Eli, they are all over. They are all over. And there's also an indicator from the fourth official. 4 minutes will be added for stoppages. So we have an interesting 4 minutes so far in the Community Shield.
Yeah, critic, I'll tell you something. What a return to action for Christian Kade, is it? Sometimes I mistake them. Anthony Kade. He had been injured to the back end of last season, missed the majority of the games. He just came off the bench not too long ago, and he has netted for Anse. Anthony Kade, of course, you know, Anse has a number of brothers, right? Samuel Kade in goal, Christian Kade, who started off the fixture, and of course Anthony Kade, who has come on and he has netted there. And what I'm not sure of is if we go straight to penalties, if the score remains that way after added on time.
Yeah, they should. I'm thinking it's a shield. It's not for points. The public announcer just making mention that 4 minutes has been added, as I indicated.
We say so, Samuel Kade doing what we know him for, his acrobatics, his antics in goal. Always very entertaining.
Yeah, that's what we like about football. No script, has to deal with it. And let us see who has the more mental side of the game right now.
Not too long now to go, just about 2 minutes of added on time. Of course, maybe the match official Kivi Bafami may just be putting a little bit extra on for that. Samuel Kade looks like he got injured in that little exchange there just a little while ago when he punched the ball out. He's been attended to at this point in time, giving Yuan Degazo an opportunity to sort of size up the target, that frame, that 8x24 frame. And we know he's quite capable of both of his feet from striking from that distance. We've seen him score a number of goals from there. Will he be able to shepherd Clery home in this curtain raiser?
Let's wait and see. It's a free kick. The goalkeeper for Anse seems to be dealing with an issue right now.
Just as we speak, I'm seeing the Cabsac walking in. So Augusta Degazo just passed by. So lots of people out taking in the football in action this evening.
Certainly a good start. Excitement galore. This is what we have been asking for.
Wall is set. Samuel Kade back on his feet, marshalling his troops. He's a very vocal goalkeeper. He will tell you what's going on in the game. Oh, good attempt just over the bar, but that may just be it, critic. 4 minutes of added on time already gone by. Of course, there was a stoppage within the stoppage time, so we may just see Kiwi Bafemi deciding to put on a few extra seconds or maybe a minute or so. But we're almost to that point where it's the old gamble, the dreaded penalty shootout.
Clearly, there's no favorite in this one. It's a lottery. So let's see how it all works out for Clery or Clery. Get your kickers in place, your lineups in place.
Just reminding you what's on the line is the Emmanuel Bellas Trophy.
Another opportunity. I think this might be the last straw or last dice that they can throw.
Clery's turn this time.
Yes. You hear the national will in full effect. Official asking the player to step back.
Oh my goodness! Football! The Semi-Pro Football League is back, critic. Exactly what we've come to expect of this league. The Anse faithful are absolutely bonkers. They are fanatic. The Clery team looked shell-shocked. How could they be leading for all of 74 odd minutes and give up 2 goals in the dying minutes of this fixture? And their grip on the Emmanuel Bellas Trophy is just slipping now, critic.
No longer a grip, it's a slip. And this is what we love about football. Many times I mentioned in the encounter, once they can get this ball into a very interesting area, the wind is a factor. And we have seen that the Clery team are unable to defend towards that back end or towards this final part of the field. So clearly it shows that the Anse team, they took note of what they did on getting the first goal, and now they have a situation. Now they are in pole position. So let us see how much time thereafter. But I think we can start to say that the curtain raiser, the inaugural Emmanuel Bellas Community Shield, might be making its way to the west coast of the island. And there you have it, Raye, the final whistle. The inaugural Emmanuel Bellas Community Shield goes to the Anse, winning 2-1 over the league's defending champion. Remember, it's a shield game. It's not a game for points, but bragging rights per se.
And a trophy.
Oh yes, and money as well.
Both Kade brothers on the score sheet for Anse. Christian and Anthony. Anthony coming off of the bench to equalize, and Christian finishing it off in the 90th plus 5 minutes. And there you have it, folks. Ruckus right now at the Philip Marcel grounds in front of a full crowd. Anse, the inaugural winners of the Emmanuel Bellas Trophy, the Community Shield, right here at the Philip Marcel grounds. Of course, stay with us. There's still more football underway. We have a tasty morsel for you guys. It's a V4 derby. V4 North versus V4 South. For Tennyson Glasgow, Elijah Williams, good night.